'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour,
Westwood.
Lullaby, Nambour, Richmond, Kilmore, Rillaby,
Westwood.
Lemmerville, Wallerville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathround, Prospine,
Westwood.
Darwin, Gingin, Lilliquin, Muckdilla, Wallamilla, Buggerville, Cumberland, Ramakiller. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere,
Yes,
man.
apparently
Across the deserts bare,
he's never been to Westwood, but that's where we are going today, and we are going to find, on the other end of the phone, I think we need to call her Auntie Sandra, don't we?
We do indeed.
Auntie Sandra Drake, good morning to you, Auntie Sandra.
Good morning, boys.
Now, the reference to the auntiness is that you are, in fact, Rebecca Bradshaw's auntie, our health expert.
I am. Yes.
We are pleased to say that we are not holding that against you.
I hope not, because it's beautiful.
That's what she said about you.
Sandra, tell us why Westwood's better than Jackson.
Oh, Westwood's better than Jackson because we have a police station, a school that's 150 years continuous,
It's impressive.
It is.
half a shop and half a hotel.
Okay, hang on.
But Johnny Cash never had a song called Westwood.
No, he didn't.
No.
Hang on a minute. What's this half and half? Are they in the same building or?
We used to have the general store at Westwood for a few years, but in later years it didn't have the population to sustain it, so they sold out, and the hotel at the time took up the post office part of it and the general store, so keep it all going. But at the moment it's a bit all in limbo, I think.
Hey, how good would that have been? I'm just going down to pick up the mail, Dale.
Yeah.
Get home 3 days later.
No, you only can do that between 10 and 2 or something.
All right.
Oh, Rob's still getting a fair nudge. One question that we haven't asked you yet, and we do need to hit you with the hard journalistic questions. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Where's Westwood?
Westwood is 50 kilometres southwest of Rockhampton on the Capricorn Highway.
Okay.
We have a swaggy at the hotel. He's been there for 60 years.
Ooh.
He's only a statue, but he doesn't give any trouble.
Oh, fair
What, he just wandered through town and pulled up and he hasn't left?
Well, that was our big draw card back in the day. We had a swaggy, so everybody remembered where Westwood was because the swaggy was outside the hotel.
Beautiful.
Did you have a billabong that he could camp by?
No, we didn't. Yeah, we're black water a little bit.
And I actually knew where Westwood was because when there was some preparation done on this program, and Westwood, we'll call it the district, straddles two different municipalities. One is, in fact, Rockhampton, and the other one is the best name of a shire anywhere in Australia. What is the shire it's in?
Banana Shire.
How good's that?
Yep.
I'm going to say off the top of my head, Billawheeler would be the capital of the Shire of Banana. Would that be right?
Yes.
So you'd be somewhere between Rocky and Billow.
Why is Billawheeler famous?
Rocky and Black.
Oh, that's where... why is it famous?
There was those Sri Lankan...
Oh, yes,
Sri
that's
Lankan
right.
refugees were
Correct.
welcomed there.
Yes.
So what do the folk of Westwood do?
Most of them are graziers, but people who live in the township mostly work in Rockhampton, so travel to Rockhampton.
Okay, so what's that, 40 minutes or something?
We live right beside Mount Hay, which is a tourist and gemstone park. It has thunder eggs, and they're unique to only a couple of places in Australia.
You know what the next question's going to be, don't you?
What's a thunder egg?
Correct.
Thunder egg is a rock that looks like any other rock until you cut it open. And no two thunder eggs are the same. It was a volcano, formed from a volcano. And they've been going for, 40, 50 years. They've been there for 50 years.
Now, hang on a minute. I don't know too many people who go around cutting rocks open. How do you do that?
They do that up there. You have to find your rock. You have to find your thunder egg.
Okay.
Cut it open for you. They make them into clock faces and jewellery and...
Okay.
Magnificent.
Because Rob doesn't like to talk about it on the wireless, but he spent about 15 years making big rocks into small rocks. But that was done under Her Majesty's direction, you understand.
I
It was a long time ago. So don't hold it against me, Sandra.
I knew that's where you were going with it.
Oh, so now we're predictable as well. So have you always lived in that part of the world, up at Westwood?
The last 40 years we have, yes.
Okay, you're almost a local then.
You've got to be a couple of we are 3 generations now, so
So did you go to Westwood to run the shop?
That's originally what we actually moved to this area from Bralabar to cart clay to the brickworks. But the brickworks, it folded, so then we took on the local store, which is the post office, the McCafferty's bus depot, the bank,
McCafferty's bus
fuel depot.
Now, I'm intrigued. I want to take you back to a comment you made. Down here in the Western District of Victoria, we have graziers, and they've got a lot of history attached to them. But I've never heard of anyone in Queensland referred to the farmers as graziers. How did that come about?
Oh, probably because they're old families, so... local graziers. They own a bit more land than the rest of us, probably is why they're graziers.
Yeah.
and that part of the world is renowned for its beef, isn't it? Am I right?
Yes, for sure. Rockhampton's the beef capital of Australia.
And I believe, without wishing to be too indelicate on a Saturday morning on the wireless, there's a part of the bulls that they have going into town that are regularly taken away, and they've actually got some spares at the depot to hang in place. Is that true?
That is true. That is true. It was usually a 21st birthday party or something. Somebody always had a bet.
And is it a truth in the rumour that, in fact, they replaced them with Thunder Rocks from Westwood?
No, I don't think so.
You said off-air something that's very consistent with these conversations we have with little towns. It doesn't matter what state, what part of Australia. There's a word that comes through often, and it is community, and that sense of community is an important part of where you are as well.
Certainly is, yep. We've lost a couple of our young fellas locally just recently, and it is the whole community feels it because they grew up here, they went to school here, they get a job locally, and, it was a work accident, but, yeah, the community feels it, and anybody needs anything, you just ring up the neighbour, and if they haven't got it, well, they round up somebody who can.
Yeah.
And I suspect that's quite common the further away from a big city you get. But, I mean, Rocky's, what, about the third or fourth biggest city in Queensland?
That I couldn't...
But it'd be right up there in the, top
Yeah.
10 at least. So it's nice to know that only sort of 50 or 60 k's out of town, that community spirit is very strong.
Yeah.
And I suppose the story around the Billa Wheeler, of course, is that's a great community story, and it's typical of that neck of the woods that one in, all in sort of aspect of it that keeps everyone. And it's a surprise you even need a policeman in that area because the community tends to look after itself around that as well.
Yeah, it's all it's that highway traffic, it's all that traffic through town. They cause all the trouble.
Those bloody visitors.
That's it.
Yep.
Tourists.
The tourists.
Because I know there's a town out in the middle of absolutely nowhere in Queensland called Eromanga. If we could find someone that lives out there, reputedly the town that is the furthest away from the sea anywhere in Australia. It's right out past Charleville. And the police officer was married to the primary school teacher, and when they decided they wanted to transfer, all hell broke loose because they had to replace both.
And they've lost half the town.
That's right. Yeah. So it's it's a bit of a worry in towns like that. But are most of the people in town long termers?
Yes. Yep. It is changing. It has a changing demographic at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But families come home. Families come back with our neighbours. Their families have built on the property. Our own children have come home and started building up, up the furthest corner of the paddock.
Yep.
So they can't wait to get out as teenagers. They can't wait to get out of town, get out of Westwood because it's a hole, they say, nothing happening. But 30 years later, they all come back again.
Well, it's only a hole because people keep digging Thunder Rocks up and taking clay to the brickworks.
For sure.
Sandra, sorry, go.
I was just going to say, if people are in the south heading to Rockhampton, are you the second road in? Is there a road closer to the coast that most people would travel on, or they have to go through Westwood?
No, you have to go through Westwood with the Capricorn Highway that heads to Blackwood.
Magnificent. There you go, folks. You've got to get into the half a pub and half a shop and have a crack at both of them.
Tell them Sandra sent you. And isn't that a great tourism...
because they'll know who I am.
Absolutely. A great tourism name for a town, Blackwater. Wouldn't you want to go and live there? Hey, Sandra, thanks for being part of this circus on a Saturday morning. And next time we're driving through your town, we'll come up and say good day.
Look, thank you for your interest because No offence to Victorians, but that's right. You forget us Queenslanders live in Australia too.
Oh, I'm a Brisbane Lions football supporter. We know very much where Queensland is. We lot. Thanks, Sandra. We'll talk soon.
Best wishes, Sandra.